So, welcome back to another episode at Traders Cast. Today I'm here with Andres. Super excited to have you on because you represent a whole other community and sector and demographic in the Forex space, which is the Latin space. Now, before we get started with everything, I want to ask you, man, where do you come from? Like, where were you born? Did you live there all your life? How did you get inside the United States? Not how you got, that sounds kind of fucked up. Not how you got inside the United States. How did you come in the United States? And what got you into the trading space, essentially, right back at the beginning of everything?
So I am from Colombia. I was born and raised in a very teeny tiny town in Colombia, not even the city. First 8 years of my life, then I moved to Panama where I lived 15 years of my life. I did international business in college and I did all my high school and whatever. Then when I graduated college, I knew nothing about the forex market, and I saw real estate as my only way out to financial freedom.
Real
I was
estate.
Yes,
Okay.
I was reading Robert Kiyosaki books since a very young age. My mom just threw them at me, and I started reading, and that's how I started liking reading and started getting like my mind into money, finances, like all this financial freedom
Yeah.
concept that was completely new to me. It's not something that you often hear in Latin America, at least not back in the day. Um, and then when I was doing real estate, the first thing that they taught me to do was call literally everybody I knew
Cold
to
call.
tell them, hey, yes, cold calling. I'm in business. If you want to do business with me, whatever. So the thing is, one of those calls was to the guy who actually introduced me to Forex. I call him, tell him I am into real estate. He says, yes, I have 2 apartments. Come to my office. I will sign for you. As soon as I walk into his apartment, into his office, I'm sorry, I put the papers down. He'll literally sign within 10 seconds. And I'm like, okay, cool. Thank you. I'll be in touch, whatever. And he's like, no, 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 no. I am already giving you business with my apartments. Now you sit down and listen to what I have to teach you, or what I have to say to you. And he started telling me about this market, which was at the time $5.7 trillion a day or some shit like that. And I was like, God damn, what the fuck is this? It sounds very good. It caught my attention. But then he went into bring to friends next time that you come here, if they can bring friends and this and that. So I do have to say that for most people in Latin America, that's how we know about Forex, through MLM companies. Most people is always talking shit about these companies, but I have to say, if it was not for these companies, probably we will never know about Forex in Latin America. So yes, I started doing the calling to friends and whatnot, and I was going to the office daily basically, and I see that while I am calling and calling and calling, there's this group of kids that were younger than me sitting on charts and doing something,
Yeah.
and they were getting all excited all the time, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, nobody's telling me about this. They just have me making calls and whatnot. And I see these kids that were younger than me making $300 a day, $500 a day, which back in time for me, it was a lot of money, like a lot of money. $300 in one day. What the hell are you talking about? And they were like 18 years old. So I quickly understood, hey, the opportunity that I was brought here to is not calling people and inviting them to be their own boss and that shit. Let me see what they are doing. So I started basically paying the monthly fee to be there from my own pocket,
Mhm.
and just started learning about trading. And there was a couple of things that caught my attention really quick, and it was like the anchor for me to really dive into this. And it was, I can do this from anywhere in the world, not the laptop lifestyle trader. I'm trading from the hotel and the pool and whatever, but you can set up an office anywhere in the world. Um, then there was, it's 100% on me. It doesn't matter politics, uh, economy, the president, the government, whatever it is around, it doesn't matter. You don't need suppliers, you don't need customers, you don't need marketing, you don't need none of that shit. It's the charts and it's you.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, this is 100% of me. I believe in myself. I trust myself. I know everything I've always wanted to accomplish, I've done. So I like this. And the other thing was, this shit can scale up as much as I want. If I learn how to catch whatever 10, 50 pips in a week, those same 10 or 50 pips can be either $10 or $100 or $1,000. So that was very, very attractive. So I was doing my real estate, and at the same time I was studying trading and studying. Real estate was extremely slow at the time in Panama. Business was terrible. I was working so hard and I was making $500 a month, $600 a month.
Is that like a good amount, bad amount in Panama? How
No,
much is like 600 a month?
So back to 5 years ago, which is when I started learning about Forex, the minimum wage was like $800 a month.
Okay.
And I was making less than that, because in real estate as a broker, I was not getting paid a salary. I can only eat if
Commission.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it was lower than the minimum wage, but I did not want to fall into an employment system and whatever. Like I've always been terrible for that. I don't even like thinking about that, because, bro, I couldn't sit down in school.
Yeah. It makes me think why IML or all these other network marketing companies are successful in third world countries, or successful in places that the minimum wage is like $1,000, $800, because the second rank in IML is P600.
Mm-hmm.
With a side gig, you're already making $600 a month. The minimum wage in your country is $800 to $900. That's very significant, because once you reach P1000, $1,000 a month, you're making more than the minimum wage through a side gig. So I see why it's so attractive over there.
And I'm talking about Panama, though. Panama works with dollars. If you go down to Colombia,
what's the minimum wage there in Colombia,
Chile,
Puerto Rico?
Peru? In all honesty, I have no clue. I just don't know.
Yeah.
But I know it's extremely low, right? It could be around $500, $400, I don't know. So yes, of course, when these companies come and offer you that opportunity, we're hustlers. That for sure, we're hustlers. We know how to work hard. We're not ashamed of hard work. We are down to it. So yeah, that's part of it. But the thing is, I was making $600 a month and I was working so freaking hard. So I decided to get out of Panama. So I always had Miami on my vision, but I didn't know how, when, with who, whatever.
How old were you at the time?
I was probably 20 years old, 21 years old, 21, 22 maybe. So I decided to go to Colombia, back to my country. I started working with my dad. My dad had just bankrupt at the moment. So he was a little bit in a mental hole, if you want to call it.
Yeah.
I had just graduated from international business and I was just so hungry. So when I arrived to Colombia, I'm like, Dad, I understand that you just bankrupt, but there is no point for you to sit around and cry about it. Let's do something. Let's build a business. We started building a business. He did not pay me this entire 6 months that I was in Colombia, because the business was just not making enough money for him to pay me. So after 6 months of me working very hard, I was like, damn, I was at least making $600 a month in Panama. Now I'm making zero. So I started putting my mind towards what's next. What am I going to do next? I have to say, though, I never stopped studying. I never stopped learning. I never stopped, I never stopped waking up at 2:30 in the morning for the London session, even though I was working 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. with my dad. I will always go to bed, wake up 2:30 in the morning, get in the charts. I was making no money, demo trading. If I was able to get my hands on $100, I will put it in a trading account. I will fucking blow it, but I never stopped, right? So the thing is, as soon as I start putting my mind into what's next and where am I gonna go next, an uncle of mine called me and said he's here in Miami, and he said, "Hey, I'm getting a job offer, but I cannot take it because I already have a job. Do you want it?" I said yes immediately. It was like no brainer. Yes, of course. I don't even care what is it, how much are they gonna pay me. Yes, get me the fuck out of here. That was like a Wednesday maybe. By Friday, I was landing here in Miami. Completely new life, completely new everything. I started making $1,800 a month, which for me was a fortune after working 6 months
For nothing.
I was like, God damn, I'm making $1,800 a month. I'm getting rich quick, da da da.
Yeah.
So I was just very happy about it. And then it was building kitchens and bathrooms and all that stuff.
Interior designing almost?
Cabinets. Not designing because I was not doing the...
Oh, you were building the actual...
Yeah, I was putting shit on the wall.
Oh, like a handyman.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
For $1,800 a month, and I was very happy with it.
Was it a lot of hard work or...
Oh, man, you have no idea. Yes,
Okay.
it was. But I was happy because I was making some money.
Exactly.
You know?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I will still wake up for the London session, go to work all day, extremely tired, go back to bed, wake up at 2:30 in the morning for London session. That's why my first 2 years of trading was completely focused on GBP, JPY, London session. I had no time during the day. And then I got another job at a warehouse, and then I got another job at a property management, luxury Airbnb houses and whatnot. But yeah, that's how I came to Miami. Thankfully, I had a visa because my mom had do all that
Citizenship?
way before. No citizenship, but I have a tourist visa.
Okay.
I am now working on my residence, my green card. I'm waiting on it. It's already approved, thankfully. But yeah, it's not citizen yet. But yeah, so I came to the US as a tourist. I saw it. I loved it. I said, I'm staying here and I am building my life here.
Yeah. Now that
And I
you're
am
here in
succeeding
Miami, would you go anywhere else?
I really like Miami, bro. To be honest,
Same.
I see Dubai. It's attractive. It's a place
Too
where
hot.
yeah.
10 months out of the year. Bro, because I have friends in Dubai right now.
Mhm.
December, January, February are the most attractive months for Dubai because it's like it's a little cold at night. It's like 60, 55 at night. Then during the day, it's like 75, 80, which is still hot. But compared to 110, 115, it's really nice. Something that was major about what you just said was in the transition from Panama to Colombia to the U.S., that all took years. And during these years, you kept waking up every day consistently at 2:30, 2 a.m. for the London session. Most people, after 6 months of their strategy not working, whatever they're trying to attempt is not working, they typically give up. Essentially, what was it that kept the consistency there, trading on a demo all of these years until you finally came to Miami and you finally started making more money than you were at Panama so you could afford a live account? What kept the consistency there?
Bro, I just believe a lot in myself.
Mhm.
And I truly believe that whatever I want to do, I will do it. It doesn't matter if it takes me longer than I thought. It doesn't matter if it's harder than I thought. If I believe I can do it, I'll fucking do it. That's it. But it's also important to say that those first 2 years of losing, not getting results, not getting anywhere, it was very frustrating because I'm a person that I'm used to set my mind to do something and I always do it. Like, it's been like that my whole life. It's not that I am special or that I have any special talents. I'm just so fucking hard-headed about it. So when I was trading for 2 years and it was month after month, week after week of not having results, I will finish my trading session like at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., getting ready to go to work, and I will literally cry in the shower while I was getting ready to go to work. And it was like, God damn, why in the hell am I not getting results? Like, why am I not moving forward? Why am I not making any money from this? And I just couldn't believe that there was this one thing that was so difficult for me to click. You know what I mean? So it was very difficult, though. It was not easy at all. So I don't know, man. I just believed that I was gonna be able to do it at some point. Matter of fact, when I used to see all the traders in social media, for a couple of months, I was like in a mental loop, thinking to myself, these guys have some information that I don't.
Yeah.
These guys have some kind of signal channel that comes directly from JP Morgan or
Yeah.
or
too.
Goldman Sachs
I
or
always
whatever.
thought about that shit.
Bro, I was like, they have some plug and some information that I don't, because there is no fucking way every single day they're winning. And that's what I see on social media. And on the other side, every single day I'm losing. Like, what the fuck? That was not easy for
Yeah.
me to process. Then I started meeting everyone and everything, and I'm having, good conversations about trading and about themselves and whatever. And I realized, no, that's not the case. It's not what I was thinking. This is just people that never gave up. This is just people that was actually working on themselves at the same time they were working on their trading. So that was very important to me, because one of my mentors, Jim Rohn, actually, he says, work harder on yourself than on your business, and your business will be easier for you. So that's what I started doing. I said, okay,
It's a really good quote.
if I already know everything I can know about trading, because in my opinion, there is only so much you can know about trading. Once you know market structure, supply and demand, or resistance and support, however you want to call it, candlesticks, sessions, time frames, whatever, what else are you going to learn about trading? What else are you going to learn about charts? There's nothing else, honestly. And that's a common mistake within beginner traders. They're always looking outside. What else is outside? What other course? What other mentor? What other academy? Bro, there is a point in your trading career where it's not outside anymore. It's not your trading anymore. It's all about you. It's all about yourself. Who are you putting in front of those charts, right? Is not, for me, the charts are always a mirror, right? If you put in front of the chart a person that is not disciplined, those are going to be the results. If you put in front of the charts a person that is not consistent, results are not going to be consistent. So at some point I understood, hey, I really need to work on myself a lot more than I am trying to work on the charts. There's nothing different. It's always been the same shit. It is, and it will forever be the same shit. Push, pull back, change of direction, same shit to the down. It's always the same. I had to learn how to be more patient on my personal life, because that's what's gonna reflect on the charts. I had to learn how to be more organized on my personal life, more responsible on my personal life, more consistent and coherent between the things that I was thinking, saying, doing, and obviously the results that I was getting, in order for me to bring this consistency and this coherence to the charts. And as soon as you literally work on yourself and become a better version of yourself, and that's what you're putting in front of the charts, it's a fucking mirror. If you put shit in front of it, it's gonna reflect shit. If you put discipline, consistency, good habits, a right state of mind, that's what you're gonna see in return. So yeah, bro, that was it for me. Work harder on myself than on the charts, 100%.
Yeah, that's a really, really good quote. Work harder on yourself. It was work harder on yourself than your business.
Then you work on your business.
Then you
yes.
work on your business. That's a really good quote, because I think about bodybuilders for an instant, because bodybuilders, for them to get to the highest point in their careers, they have to literally turn it into a lifestyle where they have to see everything they're eating, see how much they're sleeping, count how many macros are going into their bodies, how many grams of protein, how many grams of fat, how many grams of carbs, everything, train extremely hard. And then when that translates over to business, where their whole lifestyle was a business, they do typically so well. Majority of bodybuilders who are consistent and are at a high level, they typically do well in business because of how disciplined they are and how hard they've worked on themselves. That's actually something that I think is so true, because when I look at when I look at successful traders that I know that are successful, and what I mean by success means that they may not be at 7 figures, but they are successfully trading on 6-figure accounts. They're withdrawing money. They're validated. Like I've seen the transfer go from the trading account to the Kraken or Coinbase to their bank. Like no fake shit, no marketing accounts, any of that stuff. Majority of them have 2 things. One, they have their life in order. And the second thing is they have a simple life. Like they're not really out there causing chaos in the world, fucking up, doing stupid shit. They have a very simplistic life, and they have their life in order. And what I mean by that is that they have a schedule for everything. So it's not like you could call them right now and they're going to tell you that they're chilling or they're not doing anything. They're typically always doing something, whether it's being with their family, enjoying quality time away from the cell phone, for example, reading a book, working on a business, trading, working on an idea. They're always doing something to keep themselves consistent or moving in a way. But that's what I've noticed from the most profitable traders. And again, when I say profitable, I don't mean guys 8 figures, 9 figures, 7 figures. I mean just people who every single month are doing 20%, 30% on their accounts and obtaining profitability in that aspect in trading. With that being said, I did want to ask you, since you were born in Colombia, moved to Panama, back to Colombia, back to Miami, right?
Yeah.
Right now, with everything you see going on in Colombia and Panama and all these other Latin countries, how could trading help them get to the next level, in your opinion?
Oh, and that's in first place the reason why I started teaching what I do.
Okay.
Yes, so I moved to the US, and as soon as I arrived here and I started getting around traders, I saw trading is culture here. So I read some statistics that say that here in the United States, at least 50% of the population have once taken a trade in the markets, whether it's crypto, stocks, options, forex, whatever it is. 50% of the population is a large percentage. When you go to Latin America, people don't know about it. They just don't know about it. There has been a wall for the information to come through, right? It was only until, again, 5 years ago with these MLM companies. Before that, nobody knew what trading or the market was. So when I come here to the US, and thankfully I've known English since I started learning English since high school, and I learned all this in English, I immediately turn around to Latin America and I'm like, hold on, nobody's doing this in Latin America, nobody's teaching this. People in our countries simply don't have access to this information, so they're missing out on a big opportunity. Because something that I always tell my Latin American people when I have the chance is, listen, trading is not only real, it's a real business, it's a real opportunity, but it's possible.
It's a possible opportunity.
It's possible for your regular Juan, Pedro, Carlos, who work on a regular job, to actually start learning this craft, get good at it, and make money out of it. It's possible. What happens in most of our countries is the system is not helping anyone but gangsters, politicians, soccer players, and music artists, right? So when I look at myself, I see the greatness in myself, of course, but I know I'm not gonna be a gangster or a politician, which is the same shit. I'm not gonna be a soccer player, and I'm not gonna be a singer. What the fuck am I gonna do to get rich, to the level I want to
You don't think you could be a good singer?
to be no, bro. Hell no.
You don't think you could be a
You
good
want me
gangster?
you want me to sing right here? I could be a good gangster, but I'm not gonna be a gangster. It's different.
You could run their operations. Look how good you are in Forex.
I'm not gonna do that. I could be a great gangster, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it. But the thing is, I did not see too many escape
Options.
routes.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to escape Matrix. I wanted to escape the system. I wanted to break this
That's a good way of putting
barrier.
it.
And I didn't see too many options for myself. As I told you at the beginning of the podcast, real estate is the only opportunity that I saw. And then real estate relies a lot on external factors, right? So it was extremely difficult for me to try to find a way to get rich and become financially independent and financially, let alone financially free. So as soon as I start learning all this stuff, I think about going to Latin America and teaching this in Spanish. Everything that I learn in English, teach it in Spanish. But it wasn't until I started having results for myself that I said, you know what, I can actually teach something now. And I didn't even look for it. It was a friend of mine from college who saw something that I post on Instagram, and he was like, hey, can you teach me this?
It typically happens like that, where you're not even looking to teach people. People want to be taught by you.
Yeah, and I charged him like $200 for 2 weeks or something like that, because I was not even thinking about making money out of it. I just wanted to teach. And when I did it, the whole course with him, he was so happy and he learned so much that he started telling people around him
That you're teaching.
about me. And that's how people started coming to me, and I started growing out of nowhere. I was literally not looking to do it like that.
Yeah.
But I always thought about it. I was always like, hey, somebody should be teaching this in Spanish for Latin America. And what I know about my Latin people is they're very strong people. They're very resilient people. We've been through so much shit, and we always stand back up, and we always reinvent ourselves, and we're always down to keep working and keep moving forward. So I know there's a lot of potential in Latin America. We've seen it in every other industry, and I don't see why trading would be different. And I also know that as of right now, there is a couple of us that are doing this work of, you know what, let's put this information out there in Spanish, and let's try to grow communities, and let's try to do this. And the Latin American community have responded as expected.
In a positive way.
Yes, absolutely, because they see there's people like me that is actually doing something with their lives, and they actually have the intention and passion and motivation to go ahead and teach them. And beyond the money is purpose, 100% purpose. And I say this because when I started making money out of trading, it was very boring. I will be excited for 2 hours when I have to go into my trading session, and then after those 2 hours, I had nothing else to do. So when I start teaching and I started seeing people getting excited about it and started getting their very first results, that was a game changer for me. And I found purpose on that. What do you think about the new Z06?
Personally, I don't think it's worth buying, because I think that when the new ZR1 C8 comes out, they're going to drop in value significantly. And it's a V8 that has no supercharger, no turbo, so it's like it's going to drop. You get me? I don't think anything about them at the moment. I know when the new R1 comes out, that shit's going to be nice. The C8.
The Z06 ZR1.
No, it goes C8 ZR1.
C8 ZR1. Okay,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right, so where were we?
So I just said I started trading, people started getting results, and I found purpose on that.
Purpose, yeah. So that's how it started with me. I used to work at Amazon, and I wasn't profitable at all. I just knew the basics and the intermediates, you could say, learning the advanced stuff. But people wanted to know what I knew. So they were paying me $100 a week, 5 of them, by the way. So that's $500 a week. I was making from teaching people basics in trading. And when I saw that I could make money teaching people, I asked myself, why the fuck am I still working at Amazon? Like, I don't enjoy working here. I make about $3,000 a month working here. I'm making $2,000 with trading. If I could teach these 5 people, what's stopping me from teaching 10 and going on so much and so forward? So I stopped working at Amazon. I walked out of the warehouse at 1:30 a.m. I just said, fuck this job. And I started teaching people. And then after teaching so many people, I kind of lost the passion for it because majority of them would not take it as serious as I was taking it. They thought that them learning from me for a month will become a lifetime of profitability. They thought it was an overnight success. So I stopped teaching a lot of people. I only taught a very small group of people who were taking it serious. And in that group of people, about 3 of them today are actually successful traders that are not influencers or us. Like they're not on Instagram promoting the lifestyle and everything that we do. They just trade at home, and it's very rewarding. But due to the fact that I taught so many people, nowadays I don't even teach people. The only reason why is because I don't want to sit there and teach someone the basics. I rather teach someone who is at a advanced level. Like, I rather sit down with you and we go over a chart and you already know what to look at. But I rather say, hey, because of these 2 moving averages, when the market does not cross over the moving averages, it'll continue going up. Because you understand that more than an intermediate or beginner trader. You already understand the mechanics of everything. It's just sharing a different insight on the market. With that also comes the fact that most people think because my strategy, for example, is so simple to learn, that is so simple to apply. That's where someone's psychology is such a big thing in the trading space. What is the psychology that you get from the Latin community? Are they aggressive traders, impatient traders? What do you get from that type of community?
Man, so in Latin America, yes, we are hard workers, we're hustlers, as I mentioned. We have a barrier with the information in general.
Barrier.
Like, I don't know if that's a
Say
word in
Spanish.
English. Una barrera.
Una barrera.
Like a wall. Like a wall.
A barrier. A barrier with the information.
Yeah, there we go. In general, same thing that happened with trading information, personal growth information. What happens there is, I feel the system is designed, which happens everywhere, but especially in our countries, the system is designed to keep you down. Big time. Big time. Again, I feel in Latin America, the only people who has any opportunity to make big money and grow, it's politicians, gangsters, sports, and music.
I'm going to touch on that right when you're finished.
Everything else is just so difficult for people. So I said it at the beginning, it's work harder on yourself than on your trading. And most people have not clicked on that yet. That's why I focus a lot.
Think it's the other way around?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I focus a lot on mindset and personal growth when I am mentoring someone, because that's what nobody's telling them. When everybody started doing this public presence on social media, traders, and they started teaching trading and whatnot, everybody only focused on the technicals of it. Nobody ever stopped and said, you know what, here's my course for technicals if you want it, and then let me actually mentor you into what being a real trader is. Reason why is very simple. 99% of people who's selling a trading course out there, they're not even fucking real traders. So
I agree.
They don't know what is it to go through losing streaks, winning streaks, ups and downs.
That's a big one. They don't know what it is to go through a losing streak. Because when you see on courses, when on a course, have you ever seen a category that says losing streak?
Never.
Because they all just want to seem like they're the best. Something that you said that when I think about it, it makes a lot of sense. The system wants to keep you down. Not only in Colombia, but when I look at the system inside of the United States, on TikTok, people are consuming girls twerking, dumb shit, pranks,
The dumbest shit.
things that are they're not going to help your education or help you move forward with life. But then when I look at the systems in Tokyo and China, those TikToks are completely different.
Yes.
They are about technology,
Education,
education,
100%.
robotic systems, operations. So I look at the systems that each country is providing their public, and I think that the U.S. is doing a terrible job, in my opinion, because of the things that they're monetizing and putting out there in social media. It's complete bullshit. You
Yes.
get me? And then when you think about Colombia and you think about all these other countries, you really have like a big barrier before you could get to something else, because when you're born, your parents don't know Forex. So they tell you either you're an athlete or you're a singer, you have to be a hard worker if you go to college and become a lawyer. But if you're a lawyer, you get inside the politics.
Yes,
And-
it all starts following your previous question about what's up in Latin American minds. It all starts with your relationship with money, right?
True. Yeah.
So since we're born, majority of us that are not rich from the jump is we grow with this mindset that is very limited when it comes to money. Money doesn't grow on trees. I can only do so much with the money I get. Rich people is already there. We're not gonna be one of them. It's like very limiting
Yeah. Beliefs.
mental programs. You know what I'm saying? So once they find trading, the last thing they're even looking at is, I need to reprogram my mind about my beliefs on money, about my relationship with money. People don't even think about that. And even though they are geniuses and they can understand charts very well, and they know how to read the chart and predict a movement and mark it up and everything, they don't actually get to execute successfully in a consistent basis, because energetically speaking, there is something that is blocking their way to success and their way to abundance. It's in their mind, it's in their core, it's in their DNA to not being open to financial success. So it is a hard job that we have to do in
Absolutely. Yeah.
in Latin America and in general.
And that's where people don't understand money is so real, and most people don't even understand this.
And at the same time, it's fake as fuck.
Yeah, people say money doesn't grow on trees. Yes, it fucking does.
They fucking print it out of thin air.
Paper
It's
comes out
trees.
of is a tree. Digital money, now that is, it's created through freaking the internet, right? But this whole mindset, because I'm from Cuba, so I'm from a Latin country. My parents always told me, being rich will make you happy. You get me? You have to work really hard for what you want. Rich people are greedy. This and that about money.
Yes.
My parents told me so many things about money, yet they don't have the money I want. So if you're looking at this and you have that one parent or that one sibling or that one person in your life that keeps talking to you about money, unless they have the money that you want to acquire, you should stop listening to them.
Yeah.
Because people's relationships with money are all different. The relationship that I want to listen to is with the person who has acquired so much money that what they care about now isn't the money, it's how they're going to use the money to help their overall situations around them, their communities, their families, their friends. Like, those are the types of conversations that I want to hear about money. And you know what's the crazy part? I've spoke to billionaires, only two in my life. I've spoke to two billionaires.
Mm-hmm.
but I've spoke to multi-millionaires. None of them are unhappy with the money that they have. They're unhappy maybe with a relationship that may have. They're unhappy with maybe some partnerships that they have. But none of them are unhappy with the actual money, because the money, majority of the time, it's not fixing the relationship, but it's giving you a better option or a better situation that gives you confidence to fix that relationship, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Most people, when they think about money, I always ask people, I'm like, what are you going to do with the money? And they tell me the obvious. Houses, I'm going to invest it. I'm going to put it into real estate. I'm going to put it into this. I'm going to buy these cars. Now I'm like, then you sound like everyone else. You don't have anything different to do with the money. So if you sound like everyone else, why don't you go and follow the blueprint that those people have used to acquire the money, and stop listening to your parents that know nothing about fucking money? You get me? And that's where a lot of people have jealousy towards, in my opinion, rich kids, where there's some people in the world, there's a lot of people in the world that inherit the money from their parents. The thing is, when they're inheriting this money, majority of them either lose it or maintain it. The ones that maintain it, I respect so much. And here's why. Donald Trump is a billionaire. His father was a millionaire. His father loaned him money that he then used to create the real estate portfolio he has that turned him into a billionaire. That person had a head start in the race, but he still had to work hard to get through the race. Majority of us, from a Latin perspective, we don't have a head start. If anything, we're starting behind the starting line.
Yes.
We look at that as, oh, he's lucky, he's gonna succeed automatically. But I spoke in this podcast with another individual who has a huge car company, right? He started his company with $5,000. Now, $5,000 to a Latin individual may be like a lot, but let's talk about US. $5,000, he turned that into $14-15 million in revenue sales per year. Next year, he's looking to do 20 million. What's the excuse of starting something when you see other people doing what you could do? Because everyone, in my opinion, is equal. There's nobody that's better than you. They're just doing things that you're not doing. They're learning things that you're not learning. And it all comes with, who are you around? Are they providing anything that's valid to your life? And what is the information that you're actually taking and applying from them?
Yeah.
That's where, in the Latin community, I think it's important to have a figure like you and other people that is telling these communities, these countries, because now everyone has access to the internet. Hey, there is a way out of the poverty that you're in. There is a way out of the system that you're facing. And the way could be through this education, or even if it's not this education, it could give them the confidence to do it in the industry they want to do it in. So I think what you're doing there is absolutely major. What is your goal this year with Colombia, with Panama, with these different Latin countries? Do you want to go back to these countries and do massive like events with them for free, for charity? Like, what are you looking to do there?
I want to touch as many lives as I can in any way possible. One is education, right? Education about trading, but also education about money as energy, right? As, hey, money is here to be your friend. Money is here to work for you. Money is here to work with you. One, education, and then two, there is just so much people in need of real help. And when I say real help, there is so much people who doesn't have a plate in their tables tonight.
Yeah.
We're probably going to have a fantastic dinner tonight. There's people who don't have anything. And tomorrow, they don't even know if they're going to be able to eat anything. So I like to help them. But at the same time, I am very big on education. That's something you were talking about. Some people who don't know what they're going to do with their money when they get it. I know a purpose in my life is to literally help as much people as I can in terms of educating them, building structures that will be able to receive many kids and educate them for free with the best quality of education possible. I believe the internet is an opportunity equalizer, the biggest opportunity equalizer, because some people don't have the luck of being born on a rich family and get access to Harvard, if you want to
Yeah.
call it a like very high class academic education, but there is internet. The same time that people is spending on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Netflix, whatever, they could be spending using that very same Wi-Fi educating themselves. So the ways to accomplish this are already in place. We just need people that actually want to do something with their money beyond getting the cars, houses, and everything else that
Exactly.
we was speaking about, because that's just gonna come for default. The houses, the cars, all that is just gonna simply come to you. But what else are you gonna do beyond all that with your money? So that's very
Important.
important for me. That's
Yeah.
something that I'm gonna be doing.
Awesome.
And something else that I know I'm gonna be doing for sure is at some point in my life, I'm just gonna say fuck everything else and I'm just gonna talk about God, right? I feel the world is in so much need of love, light, words. So God basically. So that's something I'm really gonna do with my life. Once I am enjoying my process now. I love trading. I am very passionate about trading. I really enjoy talking about trading, teaching about trading, trading itself. But I know there's gonna come a point in my life where I'm just gonna put anything on a second lane and I'm just gonna
There's
dedicate
nothing
my
gonna.
life.
Yeah. There's gonna come that point in your life where your first priority is to spread your relationship with God and help as many people with that as possible. With that being said, I just want to end off the podcast by asking people, what is it that you want to do with money? Like, what is it that you want to get money for? And when you write these things down, believe it or not, in the next 3, 6, 12 months, you're going to acquire more wealth than what you already have. With that, thank you so much for coming, man. I really do
Thank you, bro.
appreciate you